Hello everyone! This video isn't really focused onto the twin flame journey awakening, but it can of course be applied to it as well. It's just for everyone who is on this conscious path of remembering, of coming back home to the wholeness, the unity within, remembering that you've always been the one. What if I told you that this outer reality, this outer world, it's not the truth, and it will never be the truth. It's just a reflection of what you claim as to be true within. You are creating things, you are perceiving things from the inside out, but we go in oblivion, we forget this. When we are so distracted by everything outside of ourselves, that's where we totally forget like the God or goddess that we are in reality, in truth. And what I always found very confusing when I was on this spiritual awakening path, but I was still like in this seeking energy, reaching outside of myself, seeking for answers and signs, solution outside of myself in spiritual teachings, in videos like these. In general, I was still operating from my mind. I was still approaching my life like 100 or maybe 99% of the time from separation consciousness. And that's how we got programmed. That's what we are here to experience. That separation is just an illusion created and seen by our ego minds. And one of my favorite things to teach people to come back to wholeness again, to remember again, is that you really should give yourself some time apart from all these distractions, so that you can come back to solitude, to sovereignty. But like the confusing that I had sometimes, and I had, like I've heard this also multiple times, especially the first year when I started making videos on my first YouTube channel, on my Dutch channel, is the excuse of the ego mind, of the spiritual ego. And it will claim that you need to be available, like you need to be there and receive all the triggers and all the mirrors so that you can learn, so that you can grow. Otherwise you are denying yourself, for example, or otherwise you are bypassing the truths. But what if I told you, like I just said at the beginning of this video, your 3D field of reality is not something constant. It's not the truth. The only truth that is your own awareness. Is your awareness from a neutral point of view. And what if I told you that when you first take all the time you need and go in solitude, return to this remembrance by like not opening yourself any longer for everything in your 3D field of reality, and just remembering again, going inwards, remembering your own energy, your own presence again, feeling your own energy and presence again, getting more comfortable with it, getting to know it, so you can breathe again, so you can build this foundation of remembrance, of love, of what the truth actually is, and how subjective this can be when we are constantly approaching everything with our ego mind. And I'm not saying like there's something wrong with our ego mind. We need this, we need it for this human experience. We can co-create with it, we can co-work with it. But as long as you are blinded by just your ego mind and you forgot your essence, your truth, you will give your power away to the illusion of separation. And the more time you spend with yourself, in silence, in nature, in just connecting with your senses, in observing what is arising to the surface without judging it, without trying to fix or analyze it. Just allowing yourself to be and to also be human at the same time. To let this human exist. Your intuition will be more sharp. It will sharpen, if I say this correctly. You will just feel what resonates for you, what serves you and what not any longer. You will start to make decisions more from a place of awareness of energies, awareness of yourself, and awareness of your own shadows that may appear. And you will feel what truth is like. It will feel light, it will feel simple, it will feel obvious. And I can give you an example from an amazing one-on-one session that I just had with a client. And she gave this example, this circumstance of I'm invited to this party. And so, yeah, actually I don't really feel like to go there. I am not really interested. The energy or the people or whatever it is, I just feel like it doesn't serve me any longer. It's just not my reality any longer. But then she also came, and that was very clearly the ego speaking. I need to like step out of my comfort zone, or I don't know what the argument exactly was, but it came down to she needed to learn things and she needed to go out there, show herself. But I could like immediately see in her energy what was true for her, what was her truth. And it was the way she talked about how she felt about it, compared to the way her mind was like just from this mental place approaching these circumstances, this how can I choose, and this might be the right argument or excuse that I have to go. And this excuse just came from her spiritual ego that thinks, yeah, but I will only like it always speaks from conditions. If I do this, then. So if I go there and I can learn and I can grow, and I can step out of my comfort zone, then I will be whole and complete. It always comes back in the essence to this statement. Not always, but like most of the times. While she just felt it doesn't serve her, it's not like valuable right now in her life. And that felt like obvious and light to her. So for me, the choice was made. And so I think she remembered again then, because she had taken months to remember again, to come back to sovereignty, to live in solitude, to listen more in the silence, to come back to peace and surrender and just trust the pace of the unfolding of her own life expressed through the 3D field of reality. And she knows it comes from the inside out. I am the one, I am the creator. And of course, there's nothing wrong with going to this party with the excuse of, yeah, but I need to grow, I need to get out of my comfort zone, or I just need to get myself over this. I don't know what it might be, but once you awaken, once you remember again, you can't go back to yeah, this way of living, you can try. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it, like I just said, but you will just feel like there's something off. And maybe you will have moments again where you completely forget again who and what you truly are, and you dive deep again into this illusion of separation through the ego minds. And then things will feel more hard. Things will feel more serious and dramatic and complex, and you'll have a lot of emotions, and that's okay. But it's also constantly like going through these cycles, and then feeling like you're out of harmony and balance. And I'm not saying that you have to be constantly in perfect balance. You just experience these two dances of forgetting and remembering. And this phase of more forgetting and being suffering again will guide you eventually back into peace, into, oh, I need more time for myself. Oh, I will stop with all the distractions. I just want to go inwards. I need more peace. And that's how you can build a stronger and stronger foundation of self-mastery. And I wrote about this also on my Substack in my writing era. Right now, I'm in my writing era right now. I'm enjoying it very much. It's also related to my new purpose that I'm creating to birth into the world. And in one of my articles, I talk about returning to sovereignty, because that's what I have experienced. Like the first few weeks or even months have been quite challenging for me since I'm traveling. And now I've completely shifted again. I was more in this forgetting state. I still had moments where I felt very alive and connected, and more like approaching life from truth, from unity consciousness. And sometimes I would have these days or even weeks where I was completely forgetting it again. But there will always be like this new awareness in the background, because I've had this activation already of, I know I'm suffering and I know it will it will transform again. I will alchemize this again. But my ego is like so strong, sitting in the driver's seat of my life right now, and I know it wants to have control also from this perspective of I need to change. Then I will still be in resistance and operate from separation consciousness. I feel like I'm talking very fast, sorry guys. When I'm doing two things at the same time, like walking and talking, maybe it's not the best combination. But I just wanted to say, I'll just sit down here, that now I've been able, because of accepting, because of surrendering, I've been able to completely shift this again, and I'm living more from the inside out again. Like I'm taking this 3D field outside of myself. I'm not taking that serious any longer. And yeah, that can be a challenge, especially when you're traveling, because you are more focused. If I can be honest, I've been more focused on the outside world since I'm traveling, because you see so many different places. You see beautiful landscapes, you meet new people. And so it was just more for me experiencing again this separation consciousness. But now I shifted again, and now I remember, wow, it's not that dense, it's not that constant, this fields. I'm more focused on my inner world right now, because my inner world was at a certain point screaming at me to listen again. So I took some time for myself. I took a break. I slowed down, and now I completely remember again, oh, it has always been me. It was just me. I was just a bit distracted by all these beautiful places outside of myself and these beautiful people that I got to meet. And now I'm back into the only important reality, the only important world is my inner world, because it's from this place that I can create, that I can feel liberated. that I can like just enjoy life and remember my aliveness, my wholeness, and just play with life, because it's just a game. It really is. And then also life becomes so much easier and simple. If you resonate with these kind of videos and maybe you're new on my channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm not only talking about twin flames, and yeah, I go deeper into this on Substack. It's my new favorite social media platform because I got to remember my love for writing and the processes that it brings with writing. And on Substack, I'm like sharing more of my journey on giving birth to my new purpose. Beautiful visions that I received, but it also gave me experiences of needing to trust more and surrender more, and not seeing this purpose as something separated from myself, but that I am the purpose. And I'm really here to birth the new worlds with you guys. I've always been a pioneer, an outsider, a visionary, and I've been claiming my truth and my power since the last couple of years, of course. But like it's my main topic now in my game of life, and I'm busy building a community platform for all those who also started to remember again and who want to like celebrate this remembrance again, who wants to gather, who wants to co-create with me the new world, the new human, the new earth from the inside out. And I think I will launch my community very soon in August. And of course I will share more on this remembrance. We'll dive deeper into this as well in my online community, which will be a membership. So if you want to be one of the first to get to know the when and to be able to step in a very at a very low price, then you are very welcome to subscribe on my Substack. And if you don't have Substack and you don't want to like have an account or register on Substack, you can always subscribe free on my newsletter, which is connected to Substack, but you don't have to be on Substack to receive them. You'll just receive emails from me. And I will of course like link the place where you can subscribe on my Substack, or where you can subscribe to my newsletters in the description of my videos. Thank you so much guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.